What's up, everybody?
What up? What up? What up? We are here again for another magical hour.
Indeed. We've got some magical stuff to talk about.
Yeah. So, yeah, how's everyone doing that's on here? We did have a scheduled guest, but the guest didn't show up.
And we got some other things to talk about anyway.
But we showed up. And thank you, Yael. Already had a comment. Hello, Yael.
Nice to see you here. Thank you for being here with us. What's up, Garrett? See you watching too. Appreciate you both. All right. Here we go. Oh, thanks.
Yeah, that's all I was talking about.
Thank you. All right, Dell.
Kai.
We are going to share a video.
Okay, yeah, let's get into that first.
I wonder what happens if I share it this way. Do.
And this is, is it showing?
No, it's not going to show that way. So we'll show it the other way.
Okay. So this is a video that I came across that I decided to put into this podcast. Let's start a conversation about this. And this goes for all my fellow weed smokers out there. Going to share a story about what happened in New Jersey. A video. So here we go.
I wonder if it works this way. Yeah, it does. Okay, cool. Here we go. Oh my gosh.
That's crazy. It's moving weed nuggets. Talk about magical. Like you just imagine just having like your weed and you're about to break it up, or somebody sold you some weed and the person who sold it to you, they grabbed these bugs that were sitting around and gave it to you. So they're like, wait, is it me or is the weed moving now?
Oh no. Well, I mean, bugs do all kinds of things. My uncle is a master gardener, and he had these bugs pop up on his trees. I forget what they're called, but the bugs look like pine cones.
And like a full-on pine cone, like a full.
No, like little tiny nubs. Who says this?
Yeah.
Tribbles from Star Trek, right? They just camouflage and evolve and like get all in your shit. So what my uncle did was he pulled as many as he could off of the tree, and he stuck them in a bucket, and then he poured bleach in the bucket, and they were all like,
like the story of the lobster story you had.
Oh my gosh, why did you bring up the lobster story?
So now you gotta share the lobster story.
I gotta share the lobster story. Okay.
Because you said the So it just reminds me of your story of one of your many past lives that you had.
All right. One of my past lives, I was a waitress at Carmine's, which is like one of the busiest restaurants in New York City. And I was in the kitchen, and they had all the dishes there. So they had lobster, and I was watching one of the chefs prepare a lobster. So he took the lobster and put it on the table, and he took a knife and he pretty much like split its head in half. And when that happened, the lobster screamed. Like, it made a noise. It was like, ee! And I was like, I could not look at a live lobster the same after that. I had no idea that was like, it just got me present to the
Pain that the lobster is going through.
the circle of life there.
Circle of life, pain.
So make sure there's no bugs in your weed. Is the point, I think.
Bugs in your weed. E. All of the above.
Yes. But I mean, it is kind of magical how all of, the animal kingdom, the human kingdom. Hey, Allison, welcome to the live stream. We're all evolving. We're all evolving for our survival, for our thrival, in many, many ways.
What is surviving, by the way? What's surviving to you?
Not dying.
Is that like a necessity to live, like for surviving, not to die?
No, I think surviving is the opposite of living. And I think it's an aversion to death. And it's something that you're putting your energy into that is not real. It's like putting all of your energy into fear. Where's the room for love? Where's the room for actually being present and being in your life? There's no room for it when you're consumed by fear.
Mm.
That's what I believe.
Yeah.
Ooh, Allison says she agrees.
Yeah. It's like the fear of the saber-toothed tiger, and the saber-toothed tiger isn't there. But in our mind, the saber-toothed tiger is this event that we're afraid of doing or afraid of stepping into, the unknown. Mm-hmm. As if like there's a saber-toothed tiger waiting out there. Like, hey, ready to eat you.
Allison says no shit.
Speak about shit now.
Oh boy.
Perfect segue.
Poop analogy.
I'm not gonna say who the person was. I just saw it on Instagram and I was like, that's pretty funny. But somebody said the most beautiful shits that I take are the shits that I take after meditation.
Right after meditation.
Yeah, right after meditation. And I responded on that one. I was like, it's so true because you're literally present to what comes out.
You're present to your shit.
Oh. Oh.
So even your shit can be beautiful when you're present to it.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
The beauty in the shit. I mean, shit grows flowers and stuff, so.
I don't get that one.
It's like fertilizer.
Oh, I thought you meant literally there was flowers coming out of your shit.
I mean, mushrooms come out of shit.
True.
And people eat them.
Right. Oh, speaking of which, so we've been hearing a lot about urine therapy. Urine is the ancient word for urine, by the way.
Oh.
If you notice in urine, you have the Latin root oro, which, Allison, if you could enlighten us what that means. And there's been a lot of talk about it lately. Oh, man, I wish some of my peeps were here so that they could share their knowledge, drop some knowledge. Okay, I'll share what I remember. What I remember is that there were a couple of like tests that were conducted by Andrew Norton Weber. And thank you, Royale, for sharing that with me. Royale's not here, but I just want to give credit where it's due. Allison says, I'm so present to this conversation. Thank you for reminding me to be present. You're welcome. Yeah. So Andrew Norton Weber is talking about all of the beneficial the benefits of drinking your own urine.
And this is not urine, by the way. This is water. Just because I synchronistically I'm drinking this as you're talking about this. So I wanted to debunk everything. So people are like, wait a minute, is he drinking his pee right now? No, this is water.
We're just having a conversation. So the two tests that were performed, Andrew Norton Weber, I believe it was him. He's done some experiments, but one of the experiments was that someone was like deathly allergic to chocolate. And Allison says, stop it. And deathly allergic to chocolate, what he did was he ate chocolate waited 14 seconds because that's about how long it takes to reach your bloodstream, and then proceeded to pee and drink it. So what happens, the reason why waiting 14 seconds is important is because your blood and your urine are actually very connected biochemically. Once you change the chemistry in your body one place, then the rest of your body adjusts. So when the chocolate reaches the bloodstream, then the urine is, there to adjust, right? So what happened? He drank his urine, put 4 drops under his tongue, deathly allergic to chocolate. You know what happened?
What?
Nothing. Same thing, a dude was bit by a snake. And usually he was like in the forest, the Amazon or whatever. And the natives were like, here, let us pee in your hand. Let us pee in your hand so that you can drink it.
Drip, drip, drip.
R. Kelly was onto something.
Oh, no. Oh.
Dude gets bit by a snake. And the natives are like, let us pee in your hand so you can drink it. Dude drinks it. You know what happens?
He survives?
Nothing happened. The urine nullified all of the venom. And all it takes is 4 drops. I'm not advocating, but I'm in awe at the way Allison said, no, you didn't. I am in awe at the way that our body is really able to sustain itself. It's able to produce its own antibodies. It's able to produce its own antidotes. Who knows what that could do for COVID? Who knows what that could do for a lot of the things that are out in the world? I'm just curious now.
Yeah. It also put a lot of people out of business. Can you imagine like the pharmaceutical companies out there that people find out, oh, if I drink my pee, I can cure myself or help myself to get through what I'm going through, compared to buying these pharmaceutical products out there that just put a Band-Aid on what's happening.
Very true.
It stops the symptoms. It doesn't stop the root. But like drinking the urine could potentially go to the root. And that is a great topic to talk about. Something new, trying something new out, because it's like one of those things that people like, oh, what the fuck, drinking pee like that? Right. But there's other people who are curious, like, oh, let me try this and see what happens with it. And there's other people that's neutral about it. I was playing hopscotch between what the fuck? I'm not drinking my fucking pee. So like, oh, this is very interesting. It's something, a new modality, a new thing out there. And also it's like, I'm not open. I'm not open. I'm not there to like try it. But it has me curious just to like hear about and hear people's journey with it, because I have a couple of brothers who are doing the same thing and they're having tremendous results from doing that. And like for myself, only way I'll drink my pee is this is the end type of scenario, the apocalypse. Like we were just talking about with Craig Robinson when he had his little wine cup,
his martini glass.
He was like, yo, it should not have been that bad.
But you know what? Navy SEALs are actually taught about this, so that if they're in extreme conditions, that they won't dehydrate.
Yeah.
And that they're able to really take care of themselves. So this is knowledge that is out there. Allison says, hey, my dad puts his urine inside his ear to release water after swimming. Very interesting.
Yeah. And also just think about it, like when somebody gets a jellyfish sting and get peed on.
Yeah, the jellyfish.
Peed on like the sting to like stop it. So there are some benefits with the urine.
Yeah. And also, I bet it makes a person really conscious about what it is that they're putting in their body. Yeah. If they're doing that, they don't want to if you put shit in your body, you get out shit, right?
Yeah. That's the thing too, because they always say like, oh, when you're peeing, your pee is releasing the toxins and stuff out of you. So then like my question is like, oh, if doing the pee releases your toxins and stuff, and if you drink the pee, wouldn't that be like drinking your toxins? Again, it's sort of like, for me, it feels like in my perception of it, it's like going to a ceremony and purging and drinking your purge again.
Interesting. You know what it makes me think of? It makes me think of like toxic people.
Oh God.
I think that toxic people
We're gonna
are
go there.
just it's just another word to say that those people are healing the people that are triggered by them.
Yeah.
So I think that if you say toxins, that it's just like taking what do you call it? Um, what are they doing for the virus right now?
Vaccine.
Vaccine. It's just like taking a vaccine. I think that there's a reason and a purpose for everything, even toxins.
Mm. Let's take it there.
Let's go.
But toxic, because that is a term that's used a lot. It's like one of those terms out there that's very popular of like self care and toxic. And my question,
Detox.
yeah, my question out of curiosity, because I'm the curious cat, is when does calling somebody toxic start to go into the borderline of you spiritually bypassing your journey because it's too intense for you to really be with yourself?
You know, there's like it's like a double-edged sword.
Yeah,
It's like
that's why I'm like,
if you don't spiritually bypass it and then gain awareness of your spiritual bypassing, then you'll never know that it was actually too intense for you to handle in the moment. So it's like it's kind of all just part of the journey.
yeah, but also it's like, I mean, it's common sense stuff. It's like somebody's beating the shit out of you or something like that. Then like maybe you should get out of that situation.
Right.
But compared to like, oh, the way this person is talking or being is toxic to me, or even like the saying low vibrational. This thing, this person I'm with, they're low vibrational, and I can't be in this space because they're so low vibrational. And for me, what I hear is I'm giving my power to this other person to dictate how I'm going to be in a space. I'm giving my power away.
Right.
That's how I see it, type of thing. But of course, there are situations in which like you got to get the fuck out of there, type of thing. Right. So that's what I'm saying. There's like a borderline of like hopscotching. Like, okay, you feel like this person is toxic. Why is this person toxic to me?
But what does categorizing the other person have to do with you and your responsibility for your emotions?
Yeah. And a deeper question that you could ask for that is, what part of me is feeling that this person is toxic? And allow that to show up.
Or what part of me... Oh, I was about to say the same thing, different words.
Yeah, it's okay. It's infinite. There is infinite ways to the same destination. So the way that you say is going to resonate with somebody who's hearing it compared to the way that I say is going to resonate with people as well. So
true.
You might as well just say it.
I forgot now. But it was so funny. I was like, oh, I'm onto something. Shit, it's the same thing.
That's perfect, because like then we're on a wavelength together. And we get to like dive deeper or go deeper into that. But yeah, it's that thing, it's what's it called? Taking more responsibility of your energy. We say we're powerful beings and everything else, but then like why are we so willingly open to just giving our power away to these situations and this label? Oh, this is toxic. Oh man, this thing is draining me.
I have a theory.
Go ahead.
You ready? And I just want to acknowledge Allison's. She says, body, mind, and spirit connection. Love it. Indeed. So my theory, and also I read a book about this, disclaimer, is that we are already all powerful, right? And then going through our experience, we play this game of hiding our power from ourselves so that we can play the game of reclaiming it. You know, it's like you're playing like an Easter egg hunt. You have all of the Easter eggs, and then you go hide them just so you can have fun finding them. It's like I think we already are all powerful, and we're just playing a game. We're just having our experience, you know, of life and doing this thing that we do. Hide our power, find it. Hide our power, find it. Hide our power, find it. When we already have all of the power. My theory.
That's juju.
Oh, it's Juju. Juju says, good question. I don't know. What pops up for me is too much water can be toxic. This is so true. Can dilute your blood. But we know water is good for us too. That's that hopscotch again.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And the way the Tao of keeping it in the middle, like the happy medium, the balance.
Mm-hmm.
Anything under, so like not enough water, you get dehydrated,
Mm-hmm.
and everything else starts to happen. And too much water, like you said, the water diluted. But having the proper balance of water in your life
Right.
keeps you balanced and fluidity and stuff. And what you mentioned before of playing this game,
Mm-hmm.
and now like the question for me, because that's where I'm at, is like, when are you get tired of playing this game? If you are aware of what you're doing in the
Mm-hmm.
game, so, and I said this before, when we actually have awareness of what we're doing,
Mm-hmm.
then it becomes a choice. It's like, okay, I'm aware that I'm doing this, and now I have the choice of, okay, let me go back into this thing, or
Mm-hmm.
start to integrate something new.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, what's the point of going back into the game and going forward? And each person has their own reason why for doing it.
Right.
Keeping ourselves limited, because, and like for myself, I said it with a conversation with my friend yesterday. I said I limited myself before, so that way I have an excuse for when things don't go the way that I would like for them to go. Then I have a limited excuse, like, oh, I didn't fully go all out. Oh, I didn't, whatever. I didn't pursue it
Mm-hmm.
how fully I could have pursued it. Now I have a scapegoat for doing it, compared to like, oh, I went all out and it still didn't work. Then it's like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
when you go all out and you don't get what you want,
Right.
that rejection could be a motherfucker.
That's when it's not a game anymore, though.
Why? It's like playing a video game. Go all out, playing a board,
Mm-hmm.
and you lose
Mm-hmm.
still, and you went all out. What happens? I mean, even in the game, when you go full out, you have a chance to restart the mission again. But in the process of restarting, you're gonna be frustrated. Like for me, and even Jaden, when he's playing his games,
Mm-hmm.
when you go all out and give your very best, and your very best doesn't get the results you're looking for, you get discouraged, you feel angry, you get upset, feel sad. But the thing about it is that you get to choose to go again. And that's the thing about life in this game, that we can really start to integrate more, because we can go fully all out, but then we have a chance to restart the mission or restart things and do it again and keep trying. It's like, how bad do you really want what you're going after?
But, but okay. So what's coming up for me is like, well, one is just a game,
Yeah.
and two, you started using the word limiting. I think that that's a different paradigm, right? Just because you're playing in a game and maybe you're not able to do what you want to do, it doesn't mean that you're any limited.
I meant, so let's give more context to this.
Yes.
Limited, meaning like I am consciously choosing to limit myself, because by me going out fully all out, it's going to intimidate others for me shine. That's my belief. For me fully going all out, it's going to intimidate others, because I'm showcasing my full potential out there, and I don't want to intimidate or step on people's toes and that type of stuff. So that's what I meant. Like limited is me, like I'm choosing
Mm-hmm.
to limit myself. I'm not limited. We're all not limited. We're infinite.
Mm-hmm.
But we can choose in any moment to limit ourselves or be limited. So that's what I meant by the limited.
Got it. I totally get that that can be a game. And I think that, just like speaking from my own perspective, of course, that we can play the game of, hiding our power and finding it without limiting ourselves. Especially if you know that you're the one who's hiding the power and also the one who's finding it. Then you can play as an infinite being, like, oh, this is fun. Oh, I just put it somewhere so I could find it. And I also have it at the same time.
But yeah, so the question that I want to have, which is this is like a good topic to talk about,
Mm-hmm.
is we know that that's a game and we're doing that for hiding. And this, you can use this example for yourself, and I would love to hear more about it.
Mm-hmm.
Like you know that you're playing this game of hiding your power, so that way you can find it again,
Mm-hmm.
to hide it again or whatever like that. Like, what is the purpose of that game? Why do you play that game like that?
Got it. So it makes me think of like kids, like when they play like tag and stuff like that. You give the power to the person who is it, to run and find you. But that it's just a game and you can stop anytime. But getting lost in the game and just playing, can be the point sometimes. Not necessarily what the like. Why are we even playing tag? Like, why go on vacation when I'm just going to come home in a few days? I might as well just stay home. It's the experience of going and doing it and being in the throes of it and the exhilaration and the all the things that the experience brings, when there could very well be no point to it. Why play with Legos if you're going to build something and then just take it apart? It's to play. It's to have that experience.
The experience of playing tag with yourself and finding yourself, type
Yeah.
of thing. But then, yeah, I see where you're coming from with that. But and then even deeper is like for the people who want something. Let's say like somebody wants to like really have a game of they're having their full power right from the get go and playing a game of what would this game be like with me just being in my full power and letting that and playing in that type of thing instead of me trying to find my power or this type of stuff. So
But that's why it's a game, because you know that you are in full power and you design this game. That's why it's just a game. You're not actually giving away your power. You're just playing a game. I'm not actually it. I'm just playing a game of tag. I'm not actually, a top hat. I'm just playing Monopoly. It's like these are just the things that we get to do. They say that play is one of the highest signs of intelligence. Like they say dolphins play all the time, and they're extremely intelligent creatures. It's like a constant flow state.
I hear you.
I hear you too.
Yeah, because it's like I do that, like playing and flowing,
Mm-hmm.
but also it's like I choose to do that flow state fully. Like, all right, I know what this is. I know who I am. I know the capabilities and stuff, and I want to play with that type of stuff. Like playing in the possibility of what would it be like to just be God, like experiencing itself through me, like in that type of world. So I've been playing around with that, but like also for myself, and this is just bringing context to just everything that's happened in the world, the vaccine, the COVID, the pandemic. Um, Last year, I lost my father. That brought more context of me being present in life, and it was just asking me like, what am I doing? Like, how am I really doing my life? Am I doing life like how I would like to do life, or am I doing life based upon how others want me to do life, or doing stuff or living my life in a way for keeping myself from stepping on toes or things like that.
Allison says to experience contrast between suffering and thrilling.
And that's perfect right there because that's what Buddha said it. The enlightenment is the end of suffering. So even the game of the part of suffering, what exactly is that? Why are we suffering? Why do we suffer? For me, when I was suffering because I was fighting against how the present moment was.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that it needed to be a different way than the way it was. I thought that like something better could have happened besides what has happened type of thing. So now I'm suffering because like, oh my God, or even like in the present moment, oh man, if I would have did this or got this thing out earlier, I'd have been in a different spot than what I am right now, that type of thing. So then it's like this internal suffering and conflict that's happening with me. But the suffering ends for me when I realize that like if it was meant to happen any other way leading up to right now,
Mm-hmm.
then it would happen. But also, I have a choice because I'm still here, I'm still breathing, which means I still have opportunities to actually create more of what I want to create, type of thing. But of course, it starts to get into the place of the stop and then, or the place of stop in the inner suffering that is going on, or the conflicts in my mind, how it should be, or whatever. If I in my mind thinking how it should be, that means I can create how I want it to be and be in that space. But first, it starts to get into a place of not having that suffering. Just think about it, like trying to create something or whatever endeavor, doing it in a place of when you're already going to war with yourself or beating yourself up or being angry and bitter and all this other stuff. Then you're trying to create a good life. How can you create a good life out of a space of anger and stress and all this other stuff? It's just like I want to say there's like a no chance, there's a slim chance of it happening that way.
Mhm.
Because sometimes, like they said, who said it, but and it's so true. It was like sometimes it does work. It works like slim chances, like even creating from that space of like that it works. And they say like, yeah, a dead clock gets the time right twice in a day.
Mhm.
So like just like that type of thing compared to excitement, joy, play, fluidity, being in the flow, and creating from that type of state. It's like a different energy.
Mhm.
Oh, that's one tangent. It's like I don't know. I don't know. We are galactic beings in the world.
Ooh, we got a juicy comment from Juju. I am playing that game to have fun with myself in this life, mastering one level after another. Now that I know my gifts, and now that I know my purpose, and now that I know how powerful I can be, I want to master my true essence and just be present in that. Boom! And create unlimited possibilities until I transition to somewhere else, wherever that is. Wow.
Yeah. I think that's a cool thing too. It's the fact of whatever we want to create, all the tools that are in front of us to be able to create what we want to create. It's all about just getting in that proper state to be able to see those infinite possibilities that are in front of us right now.
In order to perceive the infinite possibilities, don't you have to be infinite?
Yeah, well, we are. We just have the illusion that we aren't, but we are. And life helps to remind us in every situation to get more into that infinite space. But the infinite space is everywhere. We are the infinite space. This right here is infinite space. There's all these infinite perspectives and infinite beings on here listening, everything around us, creation. And that's the things I'm thinking about too, like power, like full power. Like, what is full power for everyone?
What is it for you?
We all have different things. Like for full power, for me, full power is just being present, like fully present in the moment. Not thinking about like, oh, I have to be in this certain place or this. It's really allowing myself to be fully here and not try to think about it in like an agenda type thing. I have an agenda. I want to get this done. I want to get this done. It's like really just allowing light to unfold and be part of the unfoldment. And also I'm unfolding at the same time. But also to just be able to see God and wherever I go, whoever I speak with, and like holding a space to see that type of thing, you can see power then. And also get to see power in different ways. And we all powerful in our own unique ways as well. But it's pretty cool, like the full power. It's that peak state, like they said, like the peak state when you're just in a flow, you're doing stuff and like you're just getting it. And it's so easy for you though. It's so easy, but you're having fun with it. And like time goes by, but then like you don't even know. Like you're just flowing and you stop flowing, and people are like, holy shit, what the fuck just happened? I don't know.
Do you think that power is related to the things that you do?
I feel like power relates to the way that you're being. Like, and also just the power could be shown in so many different ways. Like being vulnerable is a way of being powerful. Loving somebody unconditionally, that's a way of being powerful. But then there's like different levels and tiers of powerful. People use power on the egoic side. They're stronger than you, so then they try to manhandle you, or power and manipulating somebody, or power and abuse, or whatever it is. So it's like this energy and power could be manipulated in so many different ways. And God, God's neutral. It's like that infinite source energy is powerful,
Wait. God's neutral or infinite?
and I'm in neutral in a way like God doesn't say like this is right, this is wrong. I mean, like source is a powerful energy.
But you know that's contradiction, right?
How
If you said
for
that
you?
God is one way, but
Neutral.
at the same time God is always.
Neutral, meaning like you you feel like God's saying to people like, oh, you need to do this way, or this is wrong, or this is right. God just loves unconditional love.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm talking about. Neutral, being like God just loves, in that loves is the most powerful energy there is.
God loves or God is love?
God is love, and God loves us.
So both.
That's what I feel.
Got it. So God is neutral and God is infinite in your perspective.
Neutral, infinite, neutral in the standpoint of God doesn't give you an opinion or how God thinks about it.
But you are God and you have opinions.
I'm a divine essence part of God. But then there's the infinite creator of all this in which we are experiencing life unfolding in this divine order and plan. So it's like I know that that energy is in me,
Mm-hmm.
but also I'm humble enough to say like I'm not God. Like I am the creator.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's like for me, and this is only my perspective. It's totally fine, but it's sort of like you came from your mother,
Mm-hmm.
and but you are your own person,
Mm-hmm.
but you have your mother's DNA within you,
Mm-hmm.
your mother's traits. So I feel the same way from the infinite creator. We're all children of the infinite creator. So we all came from that. We all are our own individual expression of that,
Mm-hmm.
but we all come from that same trait, that same dominant trait that's within us, that infinite source and God creation.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I mean by
Got it. I was asking because I was listening to the Course of Miracles yesterday, and they're talking about how it was like a falsity, that we perceive ourselves to be any lesser than God. That and the Course of Miracles, by the way, is a book about Jesus's teachings, and I read everything. I just read the Bhagavad Gita. I'm reading Yamas and Yamas. I just like to explore all of these things and just ask curious questions. So I just wanted to bring that up because it struck me at the time.
yeah. It's that it's like that it's like a thing like I don't put it on a pedestal type of thing like
Mm-hmm.
oh I worship you like that type of stuff sort of like what a lot of religions have like worshiping I'm below you type of thing like that, but also it's in reverence. I have reverence and devotion that there is a source and creation of all this stuff that uniquely created each and every one of us to have a unique experience as this source energy is looking through us type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And also our energy body is a part of that, and that's what a lot of people say like when we pass on we reunite with source.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like a combination like yeah I am God, but also I know that like there's a higher intelligence that is running this whole thing,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm a part of that. So it's like with life and everything that's happening in life, this is all this divine order plan that's unfolding that we can't see with our human eye or look through it with our own unique perspective for what is happening. Because when we look through it in that way, we're just going to see it the way that we see it,
Mm-hmm.
or whatever level of consciousness we're at. But there is a part of us in this higher density that like pretty much knows the plan that's unfolding, but of course we don't know it fully. We're just experiencing it, but that's where faith and trust and just knowing that it's all going to work out the way that it's meant to work out, and there's a higher plan that's happening, and we get to experience that through our lives because we all had traumatic events that we went through, but somehow we all were able to get through it because we're still here. So there's a divine order, even though it may seem painful when things are going on. There's a divine order that's happening no matter what, and just knowing that and trusting in that it just allows you to flow more in the life.
Hmm. Got it. How are y'all feeling? I'd love to know what other games y'all are playing. Um, the game I'm playing currently, one of the games I'm playing a couple of games, is Follow the Leader, where I decided that I'm surrendering. And in that surrender, I get to be led. And that I can surrender my attempt at control over things. I can surrender my the things that I want, the way that I want them to go. That I can trust and have faith that I am being divinely led, and I can follow those intuitive nudges that I get, those feelings that I get in my body. Like maybe my body is telling me right now that I'm hungry, and I get to listen to that, and I get to be with that, and I get to make a choice about that. Um, so that's one of the games that I'm playing right now.
How's that working for you?
It's working really well, actually.
What's been going on playing this game?
Things are going better than I expected.
You said one of the games that you're playing. What's another game you're playing?
Legos.
You really got Legos?
Metaphorical Legos.
What's a metaphorical Legos?
Is that I get to create things.
Oh, so the stuff that you're creating is your
Whatever it is
Legos.
I'm working on, yeah.
Oh.
Just because it's fun. So, and the Follow the Leader game allows me to be really present. Actually, it's part of the game to be really present because that's where all of the clues are as to where to go next.
Blues clues, blues clues.
Blues clues.
I hear you. That's pretty much a great way of explaining it. Like follow the leader,
Mm-hmm.
but like also you are the leader as well.
Mm-hmm.
But then as you're being led as you're following, but then also you're leading as you're following.
Right. So I get to be really present to myself.
So yeah, so it's a hello, different aspects of yourself. You know, so actually a question that I had, and this is also curious cat and being in the conscious chemist,
Yes.
and it's reading from reading Law of One,
Mm-hmm.
how they said Earl Ra, and for those of you who don't know, Law of One is a book that came out in 1980s in which a group of channelers started channeling this higher dimensional being that it was like millions of years ago. I think like millions of years ago.
Maybe
That
thousands.
nah, it was more than that, like millions.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, millions of years ago. They said that the planet Venus, which actually got proved, I think like last year or something by some scientists, that it was a habitable planet, and what Ra was a channel being from this planet or from planet Venus at that time, in which what happened was that planet collectively rose into a higher consciousness, a higher density. And he said the same thing is going to happen with Earth, in which the planet merged into one consciousness, the whole planet, which is like next level shit. So like these people are channeling the entity that is a whole planet consciousness of like everybody's thoughts and beliefs, but it's integrated in this place of this unconditional love, which is like next level. So what I was about to say about that was in this book, Law of One, Ra was talking about how each and every one of us we have a pretty much the higher self. So it's ourselves in a higher dimension or higher density, as they say, like a sixth density type of thing. And some people who are here now reincarnated on Earth are were like sixth density beings, like higher dimensional beings who came here to help save the Earth. And they call them wanderers and stuff. But then I'm like, if say everybody has like a higher self, and pretty much everybody's in higher density, sixth density, and stuff like that. So how are some people wanderers if we all have those higher dimensional beings?
It's like, how are some people plumbers and some people architects?
Yeah, but it makes me curious because I'm like, if everybody has that already,
Mm-hmm.
then we're here in this world and we have this higher density person, this higher density version of us, this higher self or whatever. Why we can't just like, yo, let's connect and let's get it going.
Why don't you? Terrestance connector.
Oh, trust me, trust me. I'm playing around with this. I'm playing around with this now, or
Mhm.
playing. That's what I'm playing around with, like asking those type of questions because the questions get answered, and I just want to throw it out there because I'm sure that some people have those type of questions, like those curious questions about this thing. It's like, here's my belief. I believe that there is a there is a version of ourselves who, no matter what we're going through situation wise in life,
Mhm.
they already have the solution to it and they already done the solution to it. But
Mhm.
we're in a process of finding out that solution.
Mhm.
And in the process of finding out any solution to whatever's going on, there's different routes that we can take to get to that destination. Some routes are going to be longer,
Mhm.
some routes are going to be painful, and some routes can be like that,
Mhm.
like a Thanos snap. So, with that said, why why can't we, like when we go through a situation or whatever's happening in the present moment, we just like, all right, there's a there is a version of me in a reality
Mhm.
that is able to get through this situation with ease, easy get through this pretty quickly and efficiently to solve this thing.
Mhm.
And I'm allowing that version of me to take the wheel.
Mhm.
I wonder what would happen if you do that.
So what's interesting is that Keith of Keith's Cacao leads a meditation where you simply just jump right into that timeline
See?
where the solution already exists. But what's interesting is that he says that that timeline where the solution already exists, he used that synonymously as the timeline where you give yourself more self-love. It's like self love is like the
Solution to everything.
yeah.
Love is, yeah, love is a solution to anything because like how can you fight with something that you love?
So yeah, why not jump a timeline?
But it's like it's so
Oh, whoa, 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 whoa! We got a Juju comment here. I want to make sure this doesn't get away from us. Juju says, "I feel I am a part of God, a piece, and godlike in that my creativity, my spirit, my energy, my soul is unlimited and infinite." Got it. I feel like in this human form, we are here to learn, see, experience, discover that all of us are different pieces of God. In times of trouble, despair, or pain, I need to tap into the full source of God for strength to continue on this earth until I transition to full spirit. Thank you. That just gave me chills, by the way.
hell yeah.
Juju, you are magnificent and phenomenal. Yes, I interrupted you.
No. That's perfect. No, it's no interruption. But yeah, that's that's like pretty much bringing it home, and it's synchronistic that you mentioned that type of thing because I didn't even know about it, and it's like that's popped up in my mind. But like things like that pop up, I'm like, wait, it's like when something's going on, it's sort of like the tag like WWJD type of thing. What would Jesus do?
What
And
if you?
you can even use that one as well, because like how would Jesus handle this problem that's going on in my life, or like what would God, like God or infinite Creator, how would infinite Creator handle this situation if it was in this situation? It technically is in this situation as well, but then like thinking of it in that aspect, then I just realized like something is so little and human like that I'm getting upset about is just like really like laugh about it. And a lot of times when I ask that question, I just start laughing because like you think God gets pissed off at like traffic or something like that? Maybe he does. You never know, but just let it go. Actually, God does get pissed off at traffic because God flows through us. like these type of experiences. But then like get in a place of love or whatever, like what does God get angry?
That sounds like a form of the hide and seek. Whenever we get upset or emotionally charged over something, that's the power that we've given away in that moment. Unless we own it. Own it.
Own it. That is hello. Yeah. That is the number one thing.
Oh yeah.
What's happening? Own that shit.
Mm.
Own it.
That's a great point. Great point. Own your experience.
Yeah. Once you get that ownership, you can create some cool shit though. Well, owning it too, you get to aspects of yourself that's been waiting for you to love it. That's another one right there. Of when we get upset, or when we get upset, and I think I statements. When I used to get upset, I would blame somebody else for making me upset, and also I would try as quickly as possible to like get away from being upset. When like now with awareness to it, it was like there was a part of myself upset that just needed some attention. And I said it on an interview I was on. I was like, the deepest rejection that we can experience in life is when we reject ourselves.
It's like rejecting God.
Yeah, pretty much. And even like on a take that on another level, it's like rejecting others is rejecting God as well.
Hmm.
Judging others is judging God. Being angry at somebody else is being angry at God.
Mm-hmm.
It's this illusion that it's just this person, but really that same spark in you from God is the same spark within them. And maybe God sent that person to help you to heal more and vice versa.
Absolutely. I had a thing where I didn't want to disappoint God. And that's how I went through my experience for quite some time. Awareness and self love do so much. So much.
Is it that, or was it also an aspect you want to disappoint yourself?
Same thing.
And also, was it like an illusion, like I'm not disappointing others?
That is the illusion.
Yeah. So you work from I don't want to disappoint others to I don't want to disappoint God
Mm-hmm.
to I don't want to disappoint myself.
Other way around.
So I don't want to disappoint myself.
Nope. Others, then self, then God was the awareness train.
And then when you did you like go to God like God, did I disappoint you?
Yes.
And what was the
then
response?
forgive yourself because I love you. And you're perfect.
It's a great it's just that simple. Like are you mad at me? No. It's like the 8 ball. The 8 ball that always shows up with like these answers. Like it just says no. It's like the one word answers. No. Oh no. It's like, what can I do? I failed at this thing. Try again.
Right? Oh my goodness. Yeah.
I'm so angry at this person. What can I do? Love.
Yeah. Oh, that reminds me. Oh, yeah, I guess I'll share it anyway. We got 2 minutes left. I was on my like epic journey, find out what's the purpose of life. And I got a 3-word answer. The purpose of life is to live it. Yeah. Thank you. Come again.
Yeah. And like as you were saying that, what I got too, and it's infinite answers to it, which is pretty cool. So I was like, what is the purpose of life? Like, what if you are the purpose for your life? What if the purpose of life is you? That's it.
Right.
You.
That reminds me of Leo on actualize.org. He was like answering these similar questions, and for every question, he would give 8 answers. It's like, here's one perspective, here's the second perspective, here's the third one. And he went up to 8 for every single profound question. And I was like, that's pretty cool.
It is. But let's think about it, because like the way that you or whoever would answer a question today, like the same question I got to ask you, let's say tomorrow or the next week or next month, it'll be a different answer because you're elevating to another state of consciousness.
Or it could be the same answer, it just resonates differently with you.
With different, yeah. So sometimes I give an answer to somebody and it'll be a profound answer, and then like when I'm done later on, like, and I'm just in meditation, like, oh, I could have said this thing, like a whole different thing. So now it's like, for me, I was like, I just give simple answers. Like parables.
Oh, Facebook user says there is no one answer. It's all perspective. I think. Garrett. Oh, nice. And we could go on for like another couple of hours about that, which we have. This is what we do all day.
Yeah.
And thank you, Garrett. That is profound.
Yeah. And like to take that to the next, or take that to another level, is being open and willing to hear somebody else's perspective for the same question and be able to accept the truth that they're speaking from as well, and not judge it. And like, because like it's pretty cool to like have conversations with people who are open to hearing different perspectives and not saying, oh, this is right or this is wrong. Like, just talk. Let's talk about you learn so much shit by just having those type of conversations.
And I want to Garrett Hamilton. Yes. Okay, perfect. And I would say if you want to judge it, judge it. You know, when you judge, you learn about yourself. So if that judgment's there, let it out and
that's true.
Do what you will with it.
Yeah, what comes out is meant to come up in
Own
the moment. Yeah, what's meant to come up is meant to come up.
Right.
For you to heal. Or not even heal, to get deeper into your awareness.
True. Speaking of awareness, it is 1:01. Thank you all. It's been oh boy.
Get my heart dead.
It's been a profound hour. Thank you so much for contributing to the conversation. This is amazing.
And we love you, and thank you so much for the love. And like always, stay magical and drop our thing.